Well, I'm coming to you from a campsite, an official one. I've been cycling most of today in the rain, except for my comfort stops, and there are a few of those to get out of the rain. Not a lot of mileage today, about 65 kilometres. But it was tough as most of it was in the rain, and I had to just layer up to cope with it. Some people have asked, this is an extra wool fleece layer. It's bright, it's good when it rains. It's kind of waterproof. I find if I wear enough layers, then I sort of stay reasonably dry. I'm just throwing things in the tent now. And what you haven't seen yet is my mighty yellow jersey. This is the one that all leaders of the Tour de France get to wear, and because I'm sponsored by Strava, and I don't like to wear the yellow shirts that other riders might have worn. Who knows if they have washed them in between cycles. I wouldn't trust them. But this is my day wear when it's a bit colder, obviously. I've got my bike parked here for the night, and my tent is all sort of set up. I have to go and find a clothes dryer to try and dry my my sleeping bag, which got a bit damp, but it's only about 7:30 here, so I've got enough time to go for dinner, get a few things done and prepare for tomorrow. I stopped by a French cafe where the whole village treated me like a celebrity. They, or at least a curiosity, I suppose. They asked me where I was from, what the hell I was doing in their country, whether I liked their part of France, and I pretended to be as civil as possible. One guy told me he had a truck and offered to drive me 20 kilometres to my destination, and I said that would be cheating, but I liked the sound of it. And he said, well, I won't tell anyone. And I said to him, my problem is I probably blurt it out at the first moment I get a video camera in front of me. And it's not just cheating once. My fear is that I will enjoy cheating so much that I'll end up doing it all the time. So at some point, it's not a moral issue. It's more that I don't want to make a habit of jumping in a truck, transporting my bike over a big hill 20 kilometres just because it's a little bit easier. I'm here at the Pont du Gard. It's one of the greatest pieces of Roman engineering. It's the highest aqueduct they ever built. It spans some 360 metres originally, and was designed to transport water to the Roman colony of Nîmes. It was functional for the first 5 centuries before the fall of the Roman Empire, and then for the next 1,000 years local villagers maintained it so that they could charge people a toll to cross it. And here now, for the last couple of 100 years, it's been a major tourism site for people to come and first have a picnic, and more recently to take selfies. I've just stopped here in Sommières, just north of the Mediterranean for a couple of nights and having a chat to this fellow. He seems pretty friendly. I've been in Sommières a couple of nights. I had my first rest day yesterday and was planning to set off again today. Unfortunately, I had a slight mishap. I misplaced my wallet at the bike shop where I went for a bit of a maintenance stop, and had to go and report to the police, and fortunately they didn't suspect me of any major crimes, so I was able to file a report, and a few hours later they called up and said they'd found my wallet. So bravo the Police Municipale here in Sommières. I've been staying with a friend of a friend, Steve, here in a rather lovely part of France. Steve's been very kind to me, and he seems to make a habit of welcoming champion cyclists like myself. I think you have to wear the yellow jersey to get a good deal round here in France. If you're not a winner, then you may miss out. So the meal has arrived, and it's quite something that my friend Stephen has presented for us tonight. A full chicken, and we've even got some football in the background. Sometimes life is tough on the Tour de France. Sometimes it's a point where you can just enjoy what God has given you. After 500 kilometres on the road, I made it to the Mediterranean Sea. Just along the coast here, quite some way is the French and then the Italian Rivieras. Around this way, Spain, and about 700 kilometres over the water, you hit Algeria if you're up for a bit of a swim. I'm just in the town of Sète. It's known as the Venice of the Languedoc. It's full of canals. It's right on the Mediterranean. Even some hearty people rowing a boat. It was known to the Greeks and the Romans, but really took off at the end of the 17th century with the completion of the Canal du Midi, not far from here. It's not a bad spot to find something to eat and bed for the night.